Today's reading carries a very different energy from what you may have experienced before. I'm seeing the end of an exhausting emotional pattern and the beginning of something much more stable, intentional, and fulfilling. There is a strong message here about love finally becoming easier. For some of you, relationships have felt like planting seeds in dry soil. You gave your attention, your patience, your affection, your loyalty, and your understanding. Yet somehow, the connection never became what you hoped it would become. You kept believing that if you tried a little harder, communicated a little better, waited a little longer, or gave the other person more chances, eventually things would change. But they didn't. And I want you to understand something important. The failure of those relationships does not automatically mean that you failed. Sometimes you can give everything you have to something and still discover that it was never capable of giving back what you needed. You can water a plant every day, but if the roots are damaged, more water will not make it bloom. That is the message I'm receiving for you now. You are not being punished in love. You are being redirected. There is a powerful energy around someone who approaches relationships with maturity. This person does not seem interested in playing emotional games or keeping you trapped in uncertainty. They know what they want, and when they recognize the connection with you, they are willing to act on it. This is important because many of you have experienced the opposite. You may have dealt with people who were confusing, inconsistent, emotionally unavailable, or difficult to understand. One day they seemed interested, and the next day they disappeared. One moment they made you feel special, and the next moment you were questioning your entire connection. That cycle is changing. The person coming toward you carries a decisive energy. They may be intelligent, composed, ambitious, and very focused on building a stable life. They are not necessarily loud about their feelings, but their actions will speak clearly. You will not have to constantly wonder whether they care. You will know, and that difference is going to feel almost unbelievable to you at first. You may actually find yourself waiting for the other shoe to drop. You may think, where is the confusion? Why are they being so consistent? Why are they actually communicating with me? Why are they making plans instead of giving me excuses? Because this connection is not built on emotional chasing. The biggest message I'm receiving is this: stop running after what keeps running away from you. Your future relationship has a completely different dynamic. Instead of you doing all the emotional work, the effort becomes mutual. Instead of you initiating every conversation, they reach out to. Instead of you trying to convince someone to understand your feelings, they genuinely want to understand them. This person wants partnership. They want to sit beside you, not above you and not beneath you. They want an equal relationship where both people contribute, communicate, listen, and grow together. I also see strong financial stability around this person. They may be ambitious or established in their career, or they may be someone whose financial situation continues improving as they get older. They understand responsibility and appear to have a long-term approach to money. But the most important thing is not their financial position. It is the security you feel around them. You will not feel as though you have to earn their affection. You will not feel like you have to compete with other people. You will not constantly compare yourself to someone else and wonder whether you are attractive enough, interesting enough, successful enough, or lovable enough. This person sees the whole of you. They notice the parts of yourself you may have tried to hide, your sensitivity, your emotional depth, your imperfections, your fears, your little habits, your insecurities. And instead of using those things against you, they create a space where you can finally relax. There is something deeply healing about being loved by someone who does not make you feel ashamed of having feelings. You will not constantly hear that you are too emotional or too sensitive. Instead, your emotional nature may become one of the qualities they admire most about you. They may see your compassion as strength. They may see your intuition as wisdom. They may see your softness as something precious rather than something they can exploit. And this is where I feel your healing becomes very important. Before this person fully enters your life, there may be an internal shift happening within you. You are learning to stop confusing inconsistency with chemistry. You are learning that anxiety is not always passion. You are learning that waiting for someone to choose you is not the same thing as being loved. That realization changes everything. Because once you understand your value, you stop negotiating with people who continuously give you less than you deserve. You stop saying, maybe they will change. You stop saying, maybe I should wait. You stop saying, maybe I am asking for too much. And you begin saying, I want something healthy. I want something mutual. I want someone who chooses me without hesitation. That is the energy opening around you. I'm also seeing a beautiful indication of communication. This future person may be someone who enjoys talking with you for long periods of time. Conversations may begin casually, but quickly become deeper. You could find yourselves discussing childhood memories, dreams, fears, family, ambitions, travel, spirituality, money, future plans, and everything in between. There is a friendship element here. You are not simply attracted to each other. You genuinely enjoy each other. And that is one of the strongest foundations for a lasting relationship. There is also significant romantic chemistry. This connection is not going to feel cold or purely practical. There is passion here, there is attraction, there is excitement. But unlike some of your previous experiences, the passion does not destroy the peace. That is the difference. You can have chemistry without chaos. You can have passion without emotional instability. You can have deep attraction while still feeling safe. That is what I want you to remember. For some of you, I'm also sensing that marriage becomes a serious possibility with this person. The relationship does not feel like something that remains undefined forever. There is a movement toward commitment. I keep seeing the symbolism of two people meeting each other halfway, two paths joining, two people making decisions together, two individuals creating one shared future while still maintaining their own identities. There is a very strong message about partnership. For some of you, the number 2 may become significant. You might notice the number 2 repeatedly, or something important could develop around a period connected with 2 months, 2 years, or another meaningful occurrence involving the number 2. Do not force the timing, though. Let the relationship develop naturally. What matters most is not the exact date. What matters is the quality of the connection. I also feel that your future partner may be connected with strong air or fire energy. This could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, either through their sun, moon, rising, or simply through their personality. But remember, signs are only clues. Do not reject someone wonderful because their birth chart does not match a particular sign. The bigger message is their character. They are confident without needing to dominate. They are successful without making you feel inferior. They are protective without becoming controlling. They are passionate without becoming possessive. They communicate without manipulating. And they love without making you beg for it. That is what makes this connection special. I also see you becoming more confident before this relationship fully settles into your life. You may start caring less about whether everyone approves of you. You may dress differently, carry yourself differently, set stronger boundaries, say no without feeling guilty. Walk away from situations that once would have consumed your attention. And people around you may notice the difference. You are becoming harder to impress because you are finally learning what genuine effort looks like. This is not about becoming cold. It is about becoming discerning. Your heart can remain soft while your standards become stronger. And when this person arrives, you will understand why some previous connections could not stay. You may look back at certain heartbreaks and realize they were teaching you exactly what you needed to know. The person who ignored you taught you the importance of communication. The person who was inconsistent taught you the importance of stability. The person who made you question your worth taught you to protect it. The person who walked away taught you that you cannot force someone to choose you. And now you are entering a chapter where you do not have to force anything. The right person does not need to be convinced. They recognize you, they approach you, they communicate with you, they make room for you, they show up, and they keep showing up. That consistency is going to be one of the most healing experiences of your life. I feel that your future relationship carries genuine happiness. Not the kind of happiness where everything is perfect every single day, but the kind where even difficult moments can be handled together. You may disagree sometimes, but you will be able to talk. You may have stressful days, but you will still feel like a team. You may face challenges, but you will not feel alone inside the relationship. That is what true partnership looks like. And I want to leave you with this message. Please stop measuring your future by your past. Just because something repeatedly failed does not mean everything will fail. Just because you have met emotionally unavailable people does not mean emotionally available people do not exist. Just because someone failed to recognize your value does not mean you are without value. Your past experiences are evidence of what you survived, not evidence of what you are destined to repeat. The cycle is changing, your standards are changing, your self-worth is strengthening, and because you are changing, the kind of person you allow into your life is changing too. You are moving toward a connection where love feels like support rather than survival. A connection where you can breathe, a connection where you can laugh, a connection where you can be completely yourself, a connection where both people say, "I choose you," and then prove it through their actions. So if you have been feeling tired, discouraged, or disappointed in love, take this as a reminder that your story is not finished. There is more ahead. There is a new chapter waiting to unfold. And when the right person comes into your life, you may finally understand that you were never too much. You were simply giving your love to people who did not know how to hold it. The future is asking you to stop chasing and start receiving. Let people show you who they are. Let effort come towards you. Let love meet you halfway. And most importantly, never again convince yourself that you must accept less simply because you are afraid nothing better will come. Something better can come. Something healthier can come. Something mutual can come. And when it does, you will not need to chase it. You will recognize it by the peace it brings. That is your message for today, beautiful soul. The old cycle is closing, your heart is healing, and a much more balanced chapter is beginning. You deserve a love that chooses you clearly, respects you deeply, and stays beside you when life is beautiful and when life becomes difficult. Do not give up on that possibility. Your next chapter may be very different from everything you have known before.